Got us here on the Crash and AJ blog at 98rock.com. We do this every single Monday. AJ is off today.
Nice.
Taking a little vacation time, use them or lose them around here. Good morning, Janet.
Good morning.
And before we get into everybody's astrological sign, because that's what we do, get into detail in this podcast, I've got somebody that we talked to a couple weeks ago. I had a question, and we have an update on the question.
All right.
So if you want to go ahead and catch us up there, man. Sorry, come out of it now, as if we were talking. I mean, that's great. The thing that I got out of that is that you could actually tell if somebody's got a nice butt from the stars. I'm learning stuff all the time, Janet.
Pretty amazing.
So if you want to find out if somebody's got a nice butt, look up at the stars.
That's right.
Figure it out there. All right, so let's go ahead.
Sagittarius thing.
But that's cool, though.
It is. It is.
A win out of that there.
It makes it easier to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
When you go, oh, what? This is the right. And it's not so much of, and I've had guys where I've said that to, and they go out and start chasing women down, saying, oh, look, you've got a gap between your front teeth. You're the right one. And it's more along the lines of that if you're aware that that's what you're looking for, and then somebody starts talking to you and they fit that description, then you have the confidence to, take it to the next level. So,
very cool. Very interesting.
I would say lucky guess on that.
I'm just trying to think, who are the sexy Sages in my life with the big butts?
So we had a celestial body this week.
We
that
did.
Was sitting over the Gulf of Mexico on a Saturday night as I'm checking out Saliva at St. Pete Beach Bike Fest. I was like, that's got to be something.
Got to mean something. It is.
I took the astronomy app and put it on my phone, and I shot it out there to take a look at it, and there it is. Jupiter and Venus.
And Venus, the planet of love. The two benefics in the same sign. I can't help but think that that's a good omen for the week. Because later on, it gets joined by the new moon tomorrow, is the new moon in Sagittarius. Okay. And then on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day, the moon and Jupiter in the same sign, Venus and Jupiter in the same sign. So it's like a big old stellium going, all is right in the world, at least here. And which is kind of a good thing.
You said that we're going to be able to see the moon, Venus, and Jupiter?
Yes, all of them. Yes. Well, the moon, you won't actually be able to see the moon because it's the new moon. It'll be like a little teeny crescent. But it should be a really cool view with the crescent moon and then the dot that's Venus and the dot that's Jupiter. It should be all lined up. Should be really cool. Yeah. It'll be the dark of the moon, so they'll shine really bright. And Venus, when it's a night star, is where the wish upon a star comes from.
Oh, really?
You're wishing on Venus, which is the the luck star. So. Yeah, and I think it's important to know, the reason that's an important conjunction in this week is that it's sort of like a benchmark. The way it is, wherever Venus and Jupiter are in your chart, and then joined by the sun tomorrow, wherever they are in your chart, that should be the high water mark where you should go, when I'm not feeling this way, I need to make some changes in my life to bring this about. So to whatever affair of life. It should be the bar that you set. And that when you're not feeling that way, you need to look around and go, what do I need to do to make this right?
Cool.
So for Sagittarians, which is the rising sign that you are, it's about personal satisfaction, personal gratification. It's gratification that you feel good about you feel good about what it is you're doing, and you feel good about who you are doing that with. It's really the best place that they've been in 12 years. Is literally this week where they look around and they go, I think all is right with the world. I'm professionally happy, I'm personally happy, and I should be financially happy too.
Yeah,
which would be a cool thing for them.
I just like this particular time of the year anyways,
well,
because you're getting ready with Thanksgiving, you're hanging out with family, catching up. So.
And that's actually more of a Leo thing than a Sag rising thing. This is Leo's all-time favorite time of year to have a good time. They like the holidays better than anybody else.
Nice.
But for Sagittarians, it's about them, it's about their partnerships, about how they feel about themselves and their place in the world. For Capricorns, not so much. It's a good time just to kind of take a step back and take a look around and go, what do I need to do to convince people that I'm good at what I do? Okay. And again, I have to look at Jameis Winston. It's like, okay, well, he threw 2 picks, but he threw 2 touchdowns.
And I think this was like his 5th game with 300-plus passing yards in a row.
Yeah.
Gotta look for the good stuff,
There's a lot of good stuff to be said about Jameis Winston. But this is not the Jameis Winston podcast.
No, it's not. So, but I think for them, they will find that they are vindicated one way or the other this week, which is a cool thing for them. For Aquarians, it's a good time to reach for the brass ring. It's a good time to let the group help the Aquarian meet an Aquarian want or an Aquarian need. And the Aquarian's going to make it appear like, and I think it's funny that Michael Bloomberg, an Aquarian, just jumped into the race like yesterday with this Jupiter conjunction in his 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives.
That's the race to be the Democratic nominee for
president. It is. And then, eventually the president thing. And I got to tell you, we elect more Aquarians than we have any other sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the moon sign of the United States is Aquarius, so whatever your moon sign is, you tend to gravitate towards people that are like that. And again, I have to look at Bruce Arians, and he has Jameis, again, going to make it about him. He has a moon in Scorpio, and Bruce Arians has a Venus in Scorpio, so it's just a natural affinity for one another.
Is Bruce Arians an Aquarius?
No. He's a Libra.
Got it.
But
I would rather vote for Bruce Arians than Michael Bloomberg.
I understand. I do understand. But that's why he jumped in the race, and that's why he did it this week. Because that guy's done a whole bunch of other stuff, and this is like the one thing that he hasn't done, the one group goal or objective. And he can't get to do it alone. He needs everybody around him to do it. That's all I'm saying with that. For Pisces, this energy is in their 10th house of career and public standing, and it is a fabulous time for Pisces. They do very, very well professionally. And again, I got to look at the Bucks and look at Chris Godwin and go, he is on fire.
Football analogies are right there, right?
Yeah, well, I just like it when they prove what it is I'm saying. That's what I like.
Hey, we're the home of the Bucks too, so that's cool.
Well, yeah, and I think that continues. I don't think that that's just a flash in the pan. I think that that's a harbinger of things to come, and that's all good things. So I like that too. So professional success for Pisces. For Aries, important matters at a distance, legal matters, educational matters, any kind of contract, any kind of negotiation, very, very favorably for the Aries. And long distance travel is very favorable for them, and they may get to reach a broader audience with their words one way or the other to get more of what it is. It's a fine time to be an Aries. It's a good time for that.
When you say matters at a distance, that means not interpersonal issues?
No, not interpersonal at all. Either contractual, business, and if it is matters at a distance where you have to travel to see somebody, but it's definitely it's not short distance stuff. It's stuff that's much further away and stuff that's way more important.
Okay.
So, which is very favorable for Aries. For Tauruses, it's finally about money flowing their way. And I'm sorry AJ's not here because I would have loved to have been able to tell her that in person.
The word along.
That money and benefiting
Probably
from
at home celebrating.
Yeah, yay! Finally, benefiting from other people's resources. This is not necessarily the money that you earn, but it's whatever it is you're doing in conjunction with other people. You go to avail yourself of their resources, so you can use their resources as your own. It's sort of like having a friend with a boat.
Actually,
You don't really want to have your own.
Yeah, okay.
You want a friend that has a boat.
Gotcha.
That's the kind of thing. For Geminis, this energy is in the 7th house of intimate one-to-one relationships, partnerships, and open enemies. And you go, well, how can my partner be an open enemy? And I go, oh, divorce her and see what happens. And she says, we're going to get you if it's the last thing I do. But the important thing is that Geminis will know by this energy who is with them, who is against them, what partners they can count on, which ones they really can't count on. And it's good to know one way or the other, because a lot of times you think you have an ally and it turns out that they're an enemy. And by the same token, it's the kind of energy where you thought you had an enemy and they turn out to be an ally too. So it'll be interesting to see how this week plays out.
Let me know how your week turns out.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like it's going to be a fun Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving should be interesting for you.
Yeah, you should sit at the opposite end of the table from whoever it is that you do not get along with.
That would be another Gemini.
Keep the knives separate.
Whole other show, whole other podcast.
Yeah, it's a whole other show.
We will not get into that.
No.
Let's talk about the Bucks.
Yeah, how about those Bucks? Go Bucks. For Cancers, this energy is in the 6th house of work, health, and responsibilities. And Cancers, I was funny because you were asking who was going to cook the turkey. It's like, oh, hands down, the Cancer's going to do it.
Me and my brother-in-law always debate on who gets the turkey. Now, they're hosting, but I was like, I'm always involved somehow.
Yes, well, and what I think is that the Cancer can do all of the work and all of the labor, and then you just bring it out and present it and carve it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what I know about Cancers, Crash?
What's that?
My understanding of Cancers is that they are a very maternal sign. They're very giving. Would you say that describes your brother-in-law?
Yeah. Although we kind of trade the giving, and we make sure we let each other know about it. Mm-hmm. Hey, I did give you that, just so you know.
Yes.
Remember when I gave you that one thing?
The thing that's interesting about Cancers they are very, they're passive and aggressive. That's something that's a hallmark of them. And they think if you really loved me, needed me, wanted me, you know what I want, I wouldn't need to tell you. So you have to, when you're dealing with them, you have to realize that they are the least direct of all of the signs. And if you think about their sign is the crab, and crabs don't walk in a straight line. They kind of go sideways and they saddle up next to you. And Cancers are kind of like that. And it's more important what they don't say than what they do say.
Gotcha.
With Cancers. For Leos, favorite time of year. Jupiter, the sun, Sagittarius is Leo's 5th house of amusements, pleasures, entertainment, anything fun, they enjoy the holidays better than any other sign. They like decorating, they get into the whole family thing, they get into the whole gift-giving thing, they really get into the spirit of the season. It's Leo's literally favorite time of year. to have a good time. So this should be very gratifying for you as a Leo. It should be gratifying on a personal level. It should be gratifying on a fun level. It's going to be an entertaining thing. It's not a matter of anybody crying on Thanksgiving Day, which is always kind of a nice thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, I got to go all over the state for
Yeah.
my family. Orlando, Jacksonville. Be able to spend that time with your parents.
Yeah, but everywhere you go, you're going to have a good time.
Good.
And you're going to and actually, when the Leo shows up is when the party starts.
All right.
It's kind of a cool thing.
When
For
the party
Virgos,
started.
not so much. They're sticking around close to home. They'll probably be doing the cleaning up after the party because that's what Virgos are great at.
Oh,
They're not really into traveling for the holidays. They're more, this holiday in particular is going to be a stay at home kind of thing and appreciate the things that you have. They don't.
You can still take something away from that, being able to appreciate what you do have.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate what you have at home. And that's an important thing.
While you're cleaning up or doing whatever.
Yeah, because Virgos are pretty critical.
Yep.
As we heard from Deuce earlier, complaining about the lack of rock representation at the AMA. So it'd be nice for Virgos just to sit back and appreciate the things that they have rather than what they don't have.
Right. Gotcha.
For Libras, this energy is in the third house of day-to-day living. These are the guys who are going to be hop, skipping, and jumping around where they've got a couple of places they need to go to. And it's short distance, short duration travel is sort of a hit it and get it kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of thing where you have two sets of in-laws and you have to go to, when you have a blended family, where you have to go to a couple of dinners at the same time. And, you want to have one to be the 1 o'clock dinner and one to be the 5 o'clock dinner.
Scheduled.
So you can try make all of them and not offend anybody, which is always the challenge, to find a way to balance all that out. And then for Scorpio, somehow they're going to make money on Thanksgiving. And I'm not quite sure how that is. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I could think of is betting on football games.
Betting on football games, stocks. Maybe you get time and a half because you're working.
Because you're working on it, but it's really more. And it's very unusual because normally Scorpio wants to be in control. They're the most controlling of signs, and this one not so much. They're not going to care that much about it.
Right when you said that, I thought about my family, and one of our traditions during the holidays is rummy for money.
Oh, there you go.
Some card games during the holidays.
Yeah.
With your family there.
In that case, bet with the Scorpio.
All right, make sure
Find the Scorpio and line up with them. Yeah. Either that or just smile when they take your money.
You got Scorpios in your lives?
I gotta figure on that. Scorpio is
November. Actually, October 23rd or so to November 22nd or so.
My grandson.
Yeah, you can't miss them, man. They give great dirty looks. They don't forgive. They don't forget. I mean,
I haven't played cards with him yet.
I got a feeling your grandson. I got a feeling Pappy's gonna be greasing grandson's palm just a little bit.
Back
Some
him.
money flowing in his
Exactly.
way, I'm sure.
Back him. That's the winner in that group. So, tomorrow's news today. But the important thing is, no matter where you are, you wake up Thanksgiving morning and you're in the United States, be damn glad you're here.
Awesome.
I mean, that to me is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Realizing to be thankful for what we have. And I know for sure I'm thankful for you guys.
We're thankful for you.
This has been the most fun I've ever had.
It's been a very cool 2019.
Yeah. So all good.
All right. Well, you can catch this podcast every Monday. This is the November 25th tape time for the Crash DJ Star Goddess podcast right here on 98rock.com.
Rock on.